Welcome to the first episode of the Warren Buffett podcast with Matt Warren-Katz, that's me, and Steve Buffett.
Hey, everybody.
We have been trying to figure out what to call this. We didn't want to be misleading in any way, so we thought the Warren Buffett podcast would be a great way to do that. We had a couple. Should we tell them some of the alternative ideas that we had for naming?
I mean, I think in the interest of transparency, it's probably a good idea.
Yeah, we were also thinking of the Berkshire Hathaway Shareholders Meeting podcast, but that already exists. It's weird.
Yeah, it's also a much more tenuous, I think, relationship to our names, whereas, Warren Buffett just kind of is right on the money.
Right. We're originally from the Berkshires, and we love Anne Hathaway. So we're pretty invested in both of those things.
The Devil Wears Prada, man. I'm sure she's a listener. What's up, Anne?
Hey, Anna. Didn't respond to your email. Please stop sending me those nudes. It's ridiculous.
Oh, my God.
So we came up with this idea for the podcast name because my friend, he and his friends realized that you can't copyright album names. And so they found popular albums that were not on Spotify and then named their band's albums after those albums so that when people would look up, like, Hybrid Theory, instead of getting Linkin Park, they got, like, whatever they got. And so we wanted to not do anything like that. We wanted to go with who we are. Buffett and Warren.
That's right. It's totally honest, totally fair, and I think it's what podcasting needs to be right now.
Yeah, I agree. So, I mean, that name just sounds so familiar. Warren Buffett. Is that? I don't know. I'll figure it out later. It probably doesn't matter.
It sounds like nothing to me.
Yeah. So, have I told you at all about the weed plants that I'm growing?
You've brought it up in passing, but I don't think we've really talked about it in length. So, what's going on with these weed plants?
We'll have to have the weed guy on the podcast at some point.
The weed guy?
But yeah, so in our state, what we're doing is totally legal. We have all the licenses and everything. We're allowed to do this, for transparency for the audience. So I am, I have someone who is growing my weed for me. I'm growing at the moment 5 plants. So we're gonna have a lot of weed.
Is that a lot? I don't really know too much about weed. Why don't you help the audience out? And,
Yeah, that's a good point. 5 is a lot.
Oh, okay.
I feel like 5. These ones are they're all harvesting like 2 to like 3 ounces of weed. Uh-huh. So an ounce is 28 grams. Like a quarter of a gram is or a third of a gram is enough to get someone pretty fucked up, especially if they don't smoke weed or anything. So it's quite a bit.
Yeah, it is a lot.
It makes holiday shopping so easy.
You mean like online?
No, I don't have to shop. I just give someone no one gets mad if you give them like an eighth of weed.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You're not using it to shop. That is the shopping. Like, you're done.
Yeah, I just kind of realized, oh shit, I can just get high all month and forget to buy gifts and then just give people weed.
That's pretty good. So who do you give the weed to, though? Like, your parents? What do you...
No, I don't know. I'll probably, maybe like my dad will get some weed or something.
I'm sure he'd like that.
But, yeah. I mean, I definitely am going to give some to myself. I'm going to make a bunch of edibles, too, of course. I've been making edibles, and I made strawberry chocolate mousse recently. It was really good. I had to make strawberry white chocolate first to make the mousse, but it was worth it. It took like 3 days to make it, okay? And then I also made some like Rice Krispie treats, because that takes like 20 minutes, right? And I give them to my friend, and he's like, the Rice Krispie treats are great. And I'm like, I spent 3 days. I spent 3 days on the strawberry chocolate mousse, and you're going to tell me that the thing I spent like 10 minutes on is like fire, just the best thing I've ever had?
Yeah, I believe that, man. Everybody loves a Rice Krispie, but chocolate mousse, yeah, it's kind of an acquired taste.
Yeah, chocolate mousse it's white chocolate mousse, it's a little weirder, but I mean, honestly though, I don't really think I can blame myself. Like, Rice Krispie they probably spend millions in, like, R&D every year. Like, how can I beat that in my kitchen? You know what I mean?
You think they're spending millions of dollars in R&D every year to put rice together?
Yeah, Rice Krispies? Like the cereal? Yeah, I think they do. You don't think they do?
I don't.
What do you think they spend? Just $1 million?
I think they're done, man. I think they, like, whoever, Mr. Crispy or whatever put it together, and he was like, "This is fucking it. We're done. Scrap the R&D, put it all in the Keebler Elves, discretionary budget, and sell this shit out." And that was it. Like, nobody, whoever came up with mousse or whatever just didn't have the foresight to package it into a cereal, to package it into individual bars, to put the elves on there. It's just like, it's a totally different scenario. And I think, I think all that money just goes into advertisement. That's why your buddy was like, "Oh, I fucking love Rice Krispies." He didn't even know what chocolate mousse was.
Oh, so you're saying it's like a mental thing, like the advertising makes him like it more because he's like, "Oh, nice."
Yeah, dude.
I like that elf.
Exactly. Nobody likes Gatorade, but then they see, like, some guy sweating blue and they're like, "I want to sweat blue," and that's that.
I don't like Gatorade. I like Powerade.
Well, fuck you.
Oh, okay. Do you think those elves get equity? Or no?
I really hope they do, but I sincerely doubt it. I think they got, like, a payout, and they just kind of have to, fulfill their obligation. I don't think they have equity. Maybe. What do you think?
I imagine that one of them tried to negotiate it and was like, "So I want equity on every little candy I make, and anytime I appear in a commercial, I want 5 cents," or some shit like that. But I'm sure they just, I don't know, they probably killed him.
You think they killed the Keebler Elves and that's why they're cartoons
It's
now?
an elf! Yeah.
Here's what I want, in the perfect world, I imagine, and this is really the only thing I would change, that they are just, like, living it up, on their equity in, like, downtown Manhattan in, like, a killer loft, inviting all their elf friends.
Like, they go to, like 11 Madison Park all the time. And they make them, like, a real tiny dish.
Yeah, man, exactly. Yeah. They hate Rice Krispies, though. They, like, will not eat that shit.
They donate a lot to, like, lower, like, taxes and shit. They're like,
"Oh shit, is this the Wagyu?" That's how I want the Keebler Elves to be living it up.
The Keebler Elves are like, "I feel like this is A4. Does anyone feel like this isn't A5 Wagyu? I feel like it's A4 Wagyu. Maybe it's because they cook such a tiny portion, but I feel like this is not A5 Wagyu." But, like, the fucking elf is, like, trying to do that thing where, like, they're talking, like, louder, like, at the restaurant or whatever, so other people notice them. Like, "Yeah, this isn't. Other times that I've had someone's like, "Fuck you," like, at another table.
Oh, it's those assholes again. Yeah.
See that smug elf over there?
Yeah, exactly. They're hated by the restaurant industry.
Do you think are Smurfs elves?
No, dude. They're Smurfs, right?
It's like their own thing.
Yeah, they're just blue.
Okay.
That's their shtick.
Alright. I don't think they have anything to get equity on. They never really monetize that whole thing.
No, and there are just way too many of them. They'd be worthless. I think, like, the Smurf is a good case against evolution, because, like, how did that happen? Like, alright, first it was the elves, and then they just decided to turn blue. I'm not buying it.
I don't know. I'm not either. I'm not buying it. They don't even have a product to buy. That's why I don't have equity.
Yeah.
Do you, speaking of evolution, though, are there, like, any animals that you're afraid of?
That I'm afraid of?
Yeah.
I'm not
like a reasonable one. Like, of course, like, you're probably afraid of, like, a tiger.
Oh, sure. Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of giant spiders, but outside of that, like, I'm pretty good. I like snakes. I don't know. The usual ones. Yeah. I don't think there are any, like, that are not normal to be afraid of, but I feel like that's what this is leading up to.
Well, I used to be afraid of geese.
Geese?
And yeah, I don't really know why. But I was kind of afraid of geese. Like when I was like a little kid, a goose, like they can't like bite. Like they don't have teeth, right? Like their like beaks are just like whatever, like at the front. And like one like kind of like chomped like my hand, and it freaked me out.
You got chomped by a goose?
Yeah, like it antagonized me. I was not like being a little kid asshole. It just came up and was like, "Fuck this kid."
When did this really happen? What was it, like 2 weeks ago?
No, this was like at least a month.
Okay.
No, this is like, I don't know, it was like 6 or 7 maybe.
Alright, that sounds pretty traumatizing.
It was, to the point that for like 10 years, I had like in the back of my head like goose strategies. Like to get through it. And I never was able to employ any of these. But there were a couple. So kicking them is obviously one, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I, for some reason, thought I would be able to, like, sweep the leg on a goose, too.
Karate? Like, wait.
Like, I don't know, like, it'd be like a disco thing, like, I get down and I, like, swipe my leg and they fall on their side. But then I realized, do you know what the best technique is, though? The ultimate technique?
I haven't really thought that much about defeating geese. No, what do you got?
You gotta grab it by the neck.
Oh, okay.
And swing it around like a chicken.
Jesus Christ.
And then you can use it as a weapon against other geese, though. See? Now you have a geese mace.
Yeah, it's like geese nunchucks.
Right. You could tie them in a knot, and you have, like, geese nunchucks.
Tie two of them together, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be pretty crazy to see, like, a 6-year-old, like, with two, like, 20, 30-pound geese tied together at the neck fighting other geese. That'd be wild, man. But I'm kind of glad that you didn't actually bring this to fruition. I feel like someone would have to be called.
I feel like sorry, I'm just thinking about other types of weapons you can make by tying geese together. I think nunchucks is probably the best. A mace by itself is good. Yeah, it's probably a good thing I didn't do that. I have a question for you also. This is kind of unrelated. But I don't know. I guess have you ever had a Bang energy drink?
Gatorade's pretty good, man.
No, Bang?
Oh, that's like the noun.
Yeah, Bang.
Oh,
do you know the Bang energy
not
drink?
An adjective. No, I'm not familiar.
I have tried like 15 of them and they all suck, except Pina Colada is like okay. But they have like the weirdest flavors. Let me look it up. You've never heard of this before? You're not like an energy drink guy, right?
Not really. I mean, I'll have the occasional Red Bull on like one of my trucker long hauls, but that's about it, really. I like Gatorade, but I kind of drink Gatorade for no reason. They market it for athletes, like to be to fill you with electrolytes or replenish or whatever. And I'm just like, chilling, working from home, watching like The Witcher on Netflix, like 2 Gatorades in, like pre-diabetic with the amount of sugar I've just consumed and praying I sweat blue.
Yeah, I think that can happen if you have enough of it. I remember one time I asked my friend's roommate who is in medical school. You know this story actually, but the members of the Warren Buffett podcast don't. So I had hot chicken, right? You know this story.
Oh, I know the hot chicken.
So I had gotten the hottest hot chicken that they had. I had gone to this place, this hot chicken place. They have 3 different levels of hot chicken, right? I got the hottest one. I thought, fuck it, let's do it. And I cried in the store eating it. And I was with Beef, at this, Beef,
Yeah.
and he didn't really care, like that I was crying. He just kind of thought I was having a moment, like he didn't ask. And then afterwards, I was like, "Did he
have the chicken?
Like notice how hot that chicken was?" He's like, "What are you talking about?" I was like,
Also,
"I was like
I just
crying over
lost
there."
you.
He's like, "Oh, I didn't know that was from the chicken." So I thought it was from the chicken. So he's like, this whole time just like, oh yeah, I guess Matt just cries at lunch now. Like, what are you talking about? But anyway, so I then later that night, I had to urinate, and my urine was like, it felt like spicy.
You had spicy piss?
I guess that's the only way to say it. It was like spicy. It was not good. It was like a burning. And I had never had an STD. I got tested a lot. I was like 20-0, like nothing on the charts. And then I was like, well, this is not good. So I went to get a test, right? And then in the process of this, I go and I'm hanging out with some friends, and the one friend's roommate is in med school, and I ask him, is it possible that you could eat so much spice that it could make your pee burn? And he tells me that if you were to eat enough spice for that to happen, it would have to be enough for it to be like in your bloodstream, which would give you major brain damage, which apparently I would need to ask a question that stupid. So I then, which is what he said, he's like, and you would probably need that. So he burned me pretty good, not as bad as the hot chicken potentially, but I then asked him, I said, so are you saying there's a chance, since I asked, that it's not an STD? And it was not. I was still like 21-0.
Wow. And he gave you an STD that night.
Yeah, it was great too. That one was worth it.
That I just wanted to go back to a point you made earlier. That's a pretty funny story. I'm just imagining you crying in the restaurant with Beef who doesn't know what's going on, and I just imagine people who are just going through a traumatic life event or something, or a death in the family or their dog or whatever. I think it'd be really nice to just have the expectation that whenever you're going to meet up with someone, it's going to be to eat hot chicken, so you don't bum them out. Everyone's crying. Yeah. It's oh, is it the spice? Is it whatever? I think that's a real solid business model. I'd also like to just take this moment to acknowledge that we've definitely lost Bang energy drinks as one of our sponsors.
That's a shame, because that's fine. I haven't even gotten to talking about them. I do have their flavors pulled up.
Okay, great.
I think, so I've tried almost all of them, I think. And you may be asking, why would you do that? And you may be asking it, if you can answer it and tell me, that would be great. But I've tried almost all of them. I don't know why. So they have some flavors here, some interesting ones. So it's an energy drink, okay? So they have 300 milligrams of caffeine, which is twice what a Monster has. And they also have creatine in them, I think. So I don't know, the message on the front of them is insane. It says, Bang, potent brain and body fuel. So, I don't know. I don't know what to make of that. But the flavors that they have, so they have some that make some sense. They have blue raspberry, sour heads, candy apple crisp, lemon drop. Not your normal flavors for an energy drink, right? And it's got a creatine type flavor to it. It's a little weird. And they have some weirder flavors like peach mango, black cherry vanilla. They have Power Punch, Miami Cola. They're some proprietary ones. Okay. And then they have Pina Colada, which is the only good one, by the way. And then they have Champagne, Froze Rosé, which tastes like rosé, which is horrifying. And then they have Cotton Candy, which you would think is good. You would think, and you'd be wrong. It's not. Rainbow Unicorn and Birthday Cake Bash. I have to say, none of these are supposed to be an energy drink, and I don't think I'm going to get any of them anymore unless someone recommends you got to get the Hot Buffalo Ranch or whatever the fuck they come out with next. I'm not getting them.
The Doritos Cool Ranch.
If they want to make a strawberry chocolate mousse, though, I will try that one.
The KFC
Or a Rice Krispie.
$10 bucket.
The KFC $10 bucket Bang energy drink.
With creatine.
And one free stock on Webull.com.
Yeah, man. I think we've all just gone a little too far with. You ever just like realize or just think how incredibly saturated some of these markets are? Like, I was at the grocery store the other day and I was like, you know, I could really use like a sparkling water. And so I walk in and immediately got COVID. But after that, it was just like wall to wall of sparkling water. And I was like, why is this a thing? You know, it was like bubbly and LaCroix and whatever the fuck. And I was like, I feel like this is a problem because, you know, I keep thinking of like these documentaries of like Soviet Russia where like the only thing, you know, on the shelves was like 3 cans of baked beans that everyone would kill each other over. And I'm like, I feel like this is why people hate us, right? You know, like you think of like these Somalians who are like, I'm gonna steal a ship and try to kill Tom Hanks because I don't have anything going for me. And over here we're like, maybe the raspberry's okay, but I kind of want to try the lemon too. It just blows my mind sometimes. And it's not just sparkling, it's everything.
No, I agree with you. I feel like, you know, there are very few markets that are not saturated, like podcasting.
No, why?
No one does that. So you got COVID at the store?
Yeah, twice.
Is that a flavor of LaCroix now? Do they have like COVID LaCroix?
No, it's Bang. It's Bang energy drink.
COVID Bang. I wish that like I could say COVID the way people say Kobe, like COVID. Like,
when do you think it's going to be funny?
It's funny now.
Oh,
but,
you
like,
think so?
I'm like, I don't know.
Right.
Like, when's COVID going to be funny?
Yeah, when is it?
9/11's still not funny.
Oh, come on!
To
like,
most people.
there's to most
people.
people, but there are certain people where it's like, all right, that's you know, you can have a joke.
I think about like the Titanic, right? Like that was like the last like tragedy that people like kind of make fun of. Like, have you seen? There's like you can get like a moon bounce that's like Titanic shaped. Imagine if we had like a twin tower moon bounce.
Do you remember that mattress
I mean?
commercial that came out like I don't know, maybe 4 years ago or 5 years ago?
For what?
It was a mattress sale. It was like the Twin Towers or 9/11 mattress sale, and the joke of the commercial was that there were like 2 towers of mattresses and they had someone like jumping on them or something and knocking them down, and the entire world like took a giant shit on that store, and I think they had to cancel and they like were all hung or something, or hanged. But yeah, it's, you know, there are certain things that you, I guess, still can't make fun of, right? Unless you're like deep into Reddit or 4chan or one of these sites.
Yeah. I mean, I think, you know, you can make fun of it as long as you can stand, like, the backlash, too.
Right.
You know?
Right.
I think also, I've been saying this, like, you can't... People are afraid of getting canceled, right?
Mm.
Like, if you're like a regular person, like, the only way you're gonna get, like, canceled is, like, if you're, like... You know, like that lady in, like, Central Park who, like, did that video of, like, her, like, choking out her dog and, like, telling the black man that, like, you know, I'm gonna let them know there's an African-American here. Like, that lady, like, that's how... Oh, thank you. I do a really good Karen impression. Do you want to hear it?
Yeah, sure.
Well, that's kind of rude. I'm gonna need to hear talk to your manager before I can do that. But no, I think that's like the only way you can like really get canceled is if you do something like completely like abhorrent and they're recording it, and it's like you kind of fucking deserve that, you know. But like for like these celebrities, like you can't. If you're a celebrity, okay, this is not for like normal people, but like a celebrity, you can't get canceled if you were never woke, right? Like if you never like try to be like, hey everybody, I'm one of the people. Like you can't get like canceled. You know what I mean? Like look at like Johnny Knoxville. Like you can't cancel that guy. Look at Steve-O. You can't cancel the guy. Like he's been his fans. Everything he does is based on just being whoever the fuck he is. You can't cancel him for that because his fans don't give a shit. You can only get canceled if you're trying to like go woke.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, no one's like, ah, man, I think we should, cancel, like, everyone who's a conservative. That's just like, it's just like, there's no point in trying. But, you, like, I don't know, you dig up a tweet from, like, Kevin Hart from, like, 15 years ago, or Trevor Noah, and you're just like, hey,
Yeah.
wait a second. And
Right.
I think you got a good point there. Dave Chappelle is a good bit on that, where he's just like, like everyone here in the
Yeah.
audience is just kind of a fucker.
I like so Kyle Dunning, he has this his Instagram page. He has this video that he does called the Time Canceller, where he excuse me, he pretends to be this robot, or he pretends to be this guy who gets canceled for a tweet that he had like 10 years ago, and the tweet is like, Indian food smells weird to me. It's like nothing. But I actually wanted to ask you about something specifically, and I don't know if I don't know if you'll have strong feelings on this, but so technically Brazilians are technically Latino, right? But not Hispanic, because it's not a Spanish-speaking country, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of confusion about like Hispanic and Latino and some of the newer phrases that are coming out. And part of it does deal with like language, part of it does deal from like location, and like Hispanic, people don't realize could even mean like from Spain, but people also don't realize that people in Brazil speak Portuguese and not Spanish. So it seems like Americans are just generally confused about what to call people.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's not, it is one of those things too where like you don't necessarily expect, I feel like a lot of people expect Filipino people to speak Spanish as well, like in that same vein.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. Maybe I'm just an idiot and I always did until like a couple of years ago, but I don't know. But I wanted to ask you, what do you think about, and then what do your like family, or like your like outside view of it, like other people, like the phrase Latinx.
Oh yeah, Latinx, Latinx. I mean, like it's fine. It's kind of funny. So I think older people are generally like, what the fuck is that? But younger people generally see it as like a kind of a way to embrace their identity on their own terms. So it's not like a universal thing where people are like, all of a sudden like, oh, I'm that, or, I'm this. If anything, it's kind of generational, and I think also regional in my opinion. But like, personally, I don't really give a shit. Like just, I think the point here is that, we're not white, and like, you're gonna call us something. So let's just settle on something. That's my personal view. But like, older family members are just like, I thought I was Hispanic. How long have I lived here? Why are they changing it up on me now? Just let me die in peace.
I mean, that's a sentiment I think that really transcends all races. And just let me die in peace.
Just leave me alone.
Because I did the research. I looked at a New York Times article that linked to Pew, and Pew said that only 26% of Hispanic and Latino people had even heard Latinx.
Yeah, it's very new. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
what did Elizabeth Warren just say? Did she just mispronounce Latino? It's it's pretty recent.
Yeah, I think I saw that the article says that like I'm hearing like an echo, by the way.
I'm hearing like a rumbling.
Oh, yeah, that's the train sometimes, but
Oh, okay. Hold on.
yeah, sorry.
Can you hear it now? You coming in?
Yeah, I think that's better.
Hello?
So yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, hey, can you hear me?
All right.
So what was I saying now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, what was I saying now?
You were talking about Latinx.
Yeah, I forgot what I was. Oh yeah, so
I don't remember exactly.
So I saw in the thing that they said that only like 26% people have even heard of it. And I just thought, and then I remember what I was going to say. So, the article goes on to say that the Latinx is predominantly used by Hispanic women, like younger women, like college women, and it's like, that's the kind of thing where I bet, like, if we go on, like, some, like, bullshit, like, Breitbart type website, they'll be like, only college girls give a shit about this. And it's like, I mean, like, wouldn't that be, like, the group to point out, like, hey, there's some like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just fucking, I don't know. It was a well-written article. It wasn't very biased or anything.
Yeah, Pew usually does a pretty good job of, like, telling it as it is.
Yeah, they have a reputation to uphold, so, like, they don't really benefit to, try to be, like, one side or the other, because, like, I want to be able to trust you, like, a year from now or whatever,
That'd be pretty funny if Pew, like, they just, like, got a new editor who was like, nah, I'm gonna fuck this up, and just, like, went full Breitbart.
I mean, at some point, someone at Pew is gonna come in and say, revenue's down, we need to get clicks, we need clicks, people.
That's so... I mean, I feel like that's one of the reasons, like, things are kind of as poisoned as they are, right? Everyone's just like, all right, how do we monetize the facts?
Yeah.
And the other person in the room was like, I have an idea. And then, Fox News was born.
If you watch Ryan Long on YouTube, he has a really good video called, like, How I Sell Footage to CNN and Fox. And he's like, so what I do, I go there and I end up with all these pictures of, like, peaceful protests, but then a couple minutes later I turn the camera and there's looting and rioting. So what do? I cut the footage. Like, it's like, it's pretty funny. I think that, these algorithms really just push, like, the clickbait on us pretty hard. I was going to ask you, actually, kind of about this. Will you merge with AI?
Will I merge with AI? Is that option available?
Well, I mean, let's say that, like, it's available soon. Like, will you merge with AI if Neuralink happens or something? Like, will you merge with AI?
So I guess, what does that mean to merge with AI? Like, do I go into a virtual reality, or do I just go, like, full on, I become a smartphone?
See, I guess there's, like... So there's a car outside. But I guess there's, like, two levels of it, right? There's, like, augmented reality, and then there's, like, you live in AI. Or I guess there's, like, you get, like, a supercomputer brain, but you still live in, like, this world.
I mean,
like,
that sounds cool.
Of those levels, I guess there's, like, AR.
Yeah.
Then there's supercomputer brain, you live in this world. Yeah. And then there's, like, totally new reality. Is there, like, at one of those steps or anywhere between where you're like, yeah, I'm fine merging with AI? Or are you just like, no, I'm never doing it?
I mean, I don't really see a downside to having a supercomputer brain outside of, I don't know. I feel like if I were that smart, I'd be pretty fucking depressed.
I think that, I mean, what if the supercomputer, like, dies or something or malfunctions or whatever, though?
Well, I mean, you could have a brain hemorrhage, like, during this podcast. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, I mean, what's the quality of the supercomputer? Hopefully they can just bring it back, right? And they'll put you on ice or something. I don't know. Like, how did you ever watch that show Teen Titans?
Yeah.
Remember the cyborg dude?
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah, I imagine it'd be like that, except I don't have any special powers and my arm's not a cannon.
Are you saying that? I mean, I think if you get to that third level of AI, you could have an arm cannon.
Look, dude, you're really selling this. I don't see a problem with any of this.
I think, I mean, like, what if, like, next year you can get a chip in your brain?
Uh-huh.
Are you gonna do it?
Well, okay, here's the question.
20 grand.
Right, but
even.
If I pay 30, do I get the version that doesn't have any ads?
I don't know. I think there will always be ads.
It's like you're about to do something, and for like 15 seconds, you need to watch like a Hyundai commercial.
It's like, do you want to use this? It's like this part. It's like all freemium shit. Like you're like AI is like you're like trading stocks, and it's like to know what to do with this stock, you need to watch an ad for fucking Budweiser.
Yeah, exactly, man. Like, oh, I know now how to, to make a souffle just because I have this chip. But, now I need to, like, sign up for, like, the $10.99, like, premium, Spotify, whatever. It's, there's no way that something like that's not going to be monetized.
Yeah, I think that I personally, I don't know. Do you think you'll be able to just monetize your thoughts like the way that we like sell our data kind of now? Like we just be able to monetize your thought?
If there are that many Bang energy drink flavors, I have no faith in like how we do anything anymore. So I think there's a possibility for like evil to prevail in terms of like monetizing that.
Some people should not be merged with AI. We should not merge the drink like designers at Bang Energy with AI.
Could you imagine?
Come out with they'll come out with like pineapple earwood mushroom. Like, I would drink an earwood mushroom drink. You know why? I've had a mushroom tea before and it was amazing.
Really?
Yeah, I had mushroom tea at Alinea and it was incredible.
I hear ads for like mushroom coffee and I'm like, that sounds fucking horrible. But now...
What?
Yeah,
mushroom
man.
Coffee?
Oh, yeah.
The AI is like what shows you like those ads. Like we kind of are merged with AI already in some sense. Like all of our news is catered to us by like an AI algorithm.
Yeah, that's true.
The ads that we see to buy stuff is AI. Like we're already kind of merged with it. Like it's impossible to even have AI without us,
Some of it is kind of beneficial though, because I was like, man, what am I going to do for the next few months? And then, Amazon was like, hey, motherfucker, have you played this Xbox game? And next thing you know, it was in my cart. And I was like, God damn it, they're good.
I mean, do you know how good you would be at COD if you had AI in your brain?
Oh, I'd kill it, man.
You would have it would add like at least 5 to every kill streak, I think.
Oh, I think so. I'd get the tactical nuke or whatever it is now they're playing. These kids nowadays.
Can you imagine how bummed you'd be if like some 12-year-old fucking no-scoped you while you had an AI brain?
That's another thing, though, right? Like, if you had AI brain and you still, like, fucked up, like you got into a car crash, how mad you would be? Just like any mistake, right? Like, you fall or, like, you trip up the stairs and you're just like, fuck you, AI brain.
Do you think if you had an AI brain, you would still get, like, a self-driving Tesla? Or do you think you would just be able to, like, autopilot it and think whatever you want?
Yeah, that's a good question, man. I don't know if you could just, like, turn off part of your, like, have a free thinking, like, human part of your brain and then just have the AI do that. But I feel like that's kind of how we operate sometimes now, right? Like, you ever just, like, leave your kid in a car and be like, oh, shit, because you were kind of on autopilot thinking about, like, burritos?
I have never done that. I don't have a kid, though.
Oh, shit, my bad.
I mean, if I did have a kid and I left it in the car, I must have really had a brain fart because I totally even forgot they exist. But yeah, no, I've done that kind of thing before. You forget.
Yeah, you just forget something, right? Like, where's my cell phone? Why do you think the tile, like, industry exists? It's because people forget. They're too busy just, like, doing stuff. So I think, like, if AI, with or without ads, would, like, take away the tile industry, I'm for it. You're replacing one thing with another.
The tile industry?
Yeah, those little, like, things that you put on your keys or, like, on your phone, and then, like, you can ring them and GPS track them.
Oh, I don't know anything about those. Do you have those?
Oh, of course I do.
Yeah, I've seen you lose... You losing your keys is like... it was like a daily occurrence.
I literally use it to find my phone because I have it in, like, my wallet and my keys, and I'm like, where the fuck is my phone? There's no way I just, like, lost it because I've been home all day. And instead of spending 6 hours looking for it and then getting fired because I can't get on a conference call, I just ring it with my tile.
I think that people need to know that Steve Buffett in college lost his keys every single day. I swear, it was like every day or every other day. And it was literally your only possession you needed to keep track of. Like,
it was a dark fucking period.
It was... You lost it all the time. We'd be like... We could be like closing the door and locking it and you'd be like, where are my keys?
Do you remember that time I lost them, like, right as the college year ended? And, like, I just didn't have them for, like, 2 days. And then the police showed up and were like, are these your keys? And I was like,
I do
holy shit,
remember that.
that was, yeah, those are mine.
It was amazing how you survived without them, too.
It was crazy, man. Thank God for my roommate who was just like, I'll leave it open. We don't have anything worth stealing.
It was like Canada over there. Like, nobody locked the doors. Just fuck it. Come on in.
Yeah.
I don't even sometimes feel comfortable, like, leaving the door unlocked when I'm, like, in the house. I don't know why. No one has ever, in the history of me living in my home anywhere, just come up to the door and, like, jiggled the handle. And I'm always like, lock that!
I think about that too. I'm like, I need that thing barricaded. I've got like 3 locks on it and like a rifle shoot to kill on like an automatic sentry. I'm like, don't come in. But you're right. Like nobody has ever come to my house and been like, let me in. Like there's some sort of zombie apocalypse, or they just decided to pick on the dude who had all the lights on. It doesn't make any sense. But here we are.
Yeah, no, I do it all the time. I'm like, oh, gotta lock it. Like, nothing's ever happened.
Yeah.
This is kind of unrelated, but, I got a COVID test today.
I love it.
So I did the rapid test and then I did the PCR. So they gave me the rapid test within like 2 hours, which is pretty cool. So,
cool.
you know, but it's only 80% accurate. The other thing is like more, I don't know. But our healthcare system in this country is set up so that when you get there, it's a drive-through, right? So you go and they do the PCR because everyone's insurance pretty much covers the PCR. Mm-hmm. And then there's a line of like 15 cars that you stand in where you call your insurance provider and see if they can also cover the rapid test.
Get out.
So their system has a built-in process where you call your insurance and wait.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. I was just kind of shocked that like there's a couple things shocking about it. One, that we operate like this, and two, that the free market actually worked in a way. Like they met the need of the market. They adjusted, they adapted.
I mean, I guess so. This seems just like such a perverse like product of the market though, and it's like I feel like I have a potentially deadly disease, but sure, I'll get on the phone and hold with my insurance company because this is now part of the process for me to get this fucking test. Like, that's crazy to me, you know? And I want to know, like, the person on the other end with the insurance company is just like, all right, I'll see if it's covered. Can you hold it? I don't really give a shit if it is or it isn't. You know, like, that's a job, too, instead of, like, that could be AI. That could be, like, pure AI brain. But...
No.
You don't think so?
No. Think about who calls those services the most.
Who?
Old people.
Yeah.
Boomers. It's not even like old people with Medicare who have like a nurse like call because they're old. It's like boomers who are like, so I'm trying to get the COVID test. I want to prove it's a hoax to my son who doesn't believe Q. Like it's
the guy from Long Island.
Yeah, it's like that. That's who calls. Is it free? I don't want to pay for it like some kind of communist country. Is it free? I want to know if the COVID test is free. It better be negative because it's a hoax. What do they tell the provider what they want the result to be?
Yeah, you're totally right. There's no way we could program an AI to handle that. It'd just be like I think that it operates, on algorithms that are logical, and like humans in like this kind of thing are just way too illogical for it to happen. But here's my overall take on all this though. Like, as long as you're mostly sober for the next pandemic, you're fine, man. Like, whatever you do can pretty much be justified. I told a buddy this. I was just like, hey, man, it's like, 1 p.m. on a Saturday, too early for a cocktail, and he's like, in a pandemic? I could have said anything, like, I'm about to kill this dude.
Pandemic?
Is that cool? And he's like, it's almost December. Like, it doesn't matter. For, like, as long as you're not, like, drunk off your ass and, like, can hold down, whatever you need to do, then, like, it's fine. Like, just do what you gotta do for the next few months to make it. That's why I'm on Amazon, having their algorithms work their magic on me.
I'm on my second White Claw of this podcast, and I'm growing like weed, huh?
Again, this is why, like, so much of the world must just fucking hate us.
Oh, yeah, because, I like how we're, like, handling the pandemic terribly, but also, like, having a ball. Like...
Yeah, man, it's good and bad.
It's good and bad. I think, it's mostly bad.
It's alright. I've gotten into, like, certain things that I would never have time for. Like, I've learned to bake pies and, like, just do things, like, around the house that I never would have thought of, like work on the car. And that's pretty different from, I guess, what the usual life was. But I feel like certain things that were just very bad before the pandemic we don't really talk about. Like, school shootings are pretty low right now. I think they're like at zero. Like national catastrophes outside of the horrible virus, they're like pretty uneventful. It's like whenever you stop people from getting together, like the bad stuff also doesn't happen along with the good.
Right. I think, the pandemic though, some people are taking it like a lot more seriously than before. Like, I saw the other day, I was getting a Monster energy beverage, not a Bang, because Bangs are disgusting. Excuse me. So I was getting a Monster energy beverage. I'm looking to unleash the beast. That's their tagline. And this guy at the gas station, like, this car pulls up, music blasting, like it's just bass, like you don't know the song. Mm-hmm. They turn off the car. Like 3 dudes get out, like sagging pants, like all that shit, clearly like, some like gangster, like wannabe dudes or whatever. All had masks on. All of them. Yeah. They're like, I'll fucking kill you, but I'm not going to do it by transmitting COVID to you or your family. I spray bullets, not droplets. That was what I thought. I was like, wow, like we might be able to fucking do it.
Yeah, that brings me a lot of comfort that people who are, looking to get into, maybe any sort of like illegal activity are also protecting themselves and their loved ones. That brings me actually a lot of joy. But then, you get like half of Iowa who's just like, oh, you guys want to go to the bar? And like half the bar is in the hospital. I'm like, a lot of free tables. It just blows my mind, like what, you think would happen and then what does happen. But like I said, man, as long as you're mostly sober, you're fine.
They can replace the morphine drip with like a Jack Daniels drip. Just keep the party going. Yeah. I went camping during the pandemic. So us, and 2 other couples, we all got COVID tests. We stayed home for like 2 weeks. We all got COVID tests. We all went into the woods and went camping together. And we went camping in Indiana, where like COVID's like a fairy tale over there. Like it's just like we went and we bought wood on the honor system over there. Like we stopped through a town and they had a pile of wood and a box to like drop money in. So we did, and I was like, and I was like, wow, like local community, what an amazing thing. And then we drove through and I saw a place called Kruger's Corner Club, which was all spelled with K's. And there was a sign that said like no colored like jackets or something like that. And I was like, interesting wording. So overall, they've got their problems, that's for sure. But they do not think COVID is one of them.
Yeah, what a weird place to set up shop right at the KKK.
It was weird. This guy, like, at the campsite, like, came up and he was like, y'all can go around the corner. There's a giant gnome wearing a mask. And I was like, what? And there's like a giant gnome thing, like wearing a mask. And he's like, the gnome is social distancing. So that's how they all talk out there. They all talk like that. Instead of saying social, it's social. And then instead of distancing, it's distancing. Social distancing. Like, it's a weird thing. It's like the southern drawl that's supposedly from diabetes.
Yeah, Washington.
Do you know that? The southern drawl diabetes? Is that true?
You know, I couldn't tell you, but it's not our job to present the facts here.
I googled southern drawl diabetes, and the first result says type 1 diabetes humor on Pinterest. So maybe I'm on the wrong track, but that's kind of amazing.
I
don't know
love
if I want to look
Pinterest,
any
man.
further.
They've got the best search engine optimization. Like, can you imagine? Like, you just typed in the most random bullshit. I could type in, like, cottage cheese narcotics, and I'm sure you'd get, like, 5,000 pins.
I hate Pinterest for that, because I never know what the hell is on their website. It's always like, log in to see it.
Yep.
It's like, why don't you make log in, like, one more action, like share, or, like, print, or something. Like, make it, like, I don't know what it is yet.
They need to bring you in, man, because once you're in, you know, then they have your data. And,
do you know anyone with a Pinterest?
Oh, I know tons of people with Pinterest. It's like, once you have Pinterest,
really?
you have Instagram, you have, like, all these social media things that interact and, like, send you more ads.
I was gonna say, like, I know, like, 30 people who are like, I'm going to become an influencer. But, like, I don't know anyone who's like, and I'm going to do it through Pinterest.
No.
It's all,
No.
like, Instagram.
Yeah,
and
no,
shit.
it's got to be Instagram, right? Like, no one.
Yeah.
You go to Pinterest if your idea is to, like, crochet blankets. You know, you're like, I'm gonna teach people how to, like, crochet a hat. You know, that's where you go for Pinterest. No one is clicking on that shit on Instagram. They're like, I want to see Kylie Jenner and the other Jenner and one of the Kardashians, and I want to see them all together in the same photo. And then I like it.
Pinterest is like, they give you, like, hobbies to help you through your mental illness that you got from Instagram.
Ah, damn. That's the connection.
Like,
exactly.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure I saw one of the Kardashians crocheting, and that's why I'm talking about this.
You're like a 15-year-old girl, and you're like, oh, I want to be Insta famous, and then you're like, oh, I am just kind of average looking. Like, 99% of people, your Instagram is not going to work, and then you look at all these other girls, and you start editing yours, and then you get, some eating disorder, and then you just want to crochet fucking blankets, and you go to Pinterest, okay? Maybe you grow some house plants or something. You join a Facebook group where you call people Latinx. I don't know.
Yeah, it's the real hero's journey. I will say, though, that I remember when, I was in college or something, or maybe I was just starting to, work after school. And I remember, when Instagram was, like, getting really big and, like, everybody was on it. And I remember just, like, I had it at one point, and I was just kind of browsing, and I was like, wow, these people are all beautiful, and then you're like, you're 16, you look like you're like a 28 model for Giorgio Armani, and then you're like, I feel like a sack of shit, like, I'm never gonna look as good as this 16-year-old piece of shit, just like, from genetics, from like nothing you've done, and I can never monetize that, and it's just such a crazy feeling to me to be like, and there are thousands of them. Like, look at my feed. It's like basically a catalog of beautiful people. I want a Pinterest where beautiful people, or an Instagram where beautiful people are not allowed. I want everybody to be average. I want like a panel of ugly people weighing in and approving or denying. And, I'm serious, man. And like, let's say they hit like a growth spurt, they hit puberty, and suddenly they're good looking. They're out. They're not allowed anymore. That's what I want.
What would you call it instead of like Instagram, like Insta-Kilo for fat people or something?
I don't know, like Fatgram or like, the B
Ugly
Squad.
Book.
Yeah, just,
Ugly Book, yeah.
Bang energy drink, like whatever, just to show that it's like not the best quality to look at or experience. That's what I want.
Instead of
I want to
Twitter.
I want everyone to feel good about themselves. Like I want like the Dove. You remember the Dove commercials? I want like those, of just like average looking people wearing underwear.
Oh, see, that's where we differ. I want them on the ugly Twitter or whatever, or like I want them on grotesque deformant Pinterest, whatever you want to call it. And I want them to feel bad about it.
Oh wow!
I want them to think about how they're there all the time, like Parler. I want them to be like, they won't let us get famous on Instagram. I'm gonna get famous on fat Instagram. Like they all have affiliate links for Dove.
We can call it like average gram. I don't know. All I'm saying is I'm looking for funding and I am flexible on equity.
Yeah. I mean, I think we know. I think that the Warren Buffett podcast has always been about that type of investment opportunity. It never left. So I think, we're kind of getting to the end of the hour here. Is there anything else that you wanted to talk about before we called it a day and hit the road on this?
Yeah, I've got one thing. So
okay,
I do want to say that like I've been experiencing, just like with a buddy of mine who's been applying for jobs, how much bullshit there is in terms of like business lingo and kind of like those soft skills that you have to apply.
Oh, I hate it.
Yeah, man. I was like, look, dude,
it's the worst.
I hope the interview went well. And he was like, it went great. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Then the follow-up will be super easy. And he's like, follow-up? And I'm like, yeah, you have to send a follow-up email. He's like, but I don't have their contact information. I'm like, this whole like rigmarole of,
Yeah.
oh, thank you very much. I enjoyed being here. How, in case I wanted to follow up with questions, what's the best way to reach out to you? And I don't think that should exist. I think it should be like, all right, you did a fucking good job. Like, we'll let you know if the other guy sucks ass. But if it doesn't, we're going to reach out to you. And then, you can be like, oh, that's fucking great. I'll talk to you in a bit. Like, I hope that guy fucking dies. And I think that's how it should be, instead of, this like soft skill bullshit. Because if you're someone who like, is, an immigrant, or you grew up poor, or like you weren't you didn't grow up like kind of getting acquainted with all of this stuff, then it's impossible for you to break through. Like, oh, he didn't send a follow-up email. He doesn't know how to send a follow-up email. You know what I mean?
Oh, no, 100%. Yeah, I totally agree. And it's the kind of thing, too, where, like, I forget it all the time, too. I'll be like, oh, yeah, I gotta follow up. Gotta say thank you. Like, there's so much bullshit that goes into it, too. I think my least favorite phrase is a great opportunity, because everybody knows that a great opportunity means a great opportunity to make a lot of money. Like, no one ever wants to say that part out loud, but it's like, oh yeah, I think this would be a really great opportunity for us. Like, what are you in this for? Oh, I just want to feel success. What is that? Money. A lot of it. Like, a lot of money. That's what they mean when they're like, oh, it's a great opportunity. Money. I want the money. I think there's an opportunity here for us. I think there's money here for us. Replace opportunity with money, and you'll see business for what it really is.
Yeah, I think if you do that with pretty much everything, in like business life, right? Like, oh, I feel like this could be a really great addition to the team. Like, nah, this guy's gonna make us a lot of cash. Or, oh, right. He's a real hard worker. Oh, he makes us a lot of cash. Like, just
right.
I don't know why we're so shy about talking about it, but this is like you said, like we did want to loop in some sort of investment aspect to this, and that's what we're all about.
Yeah. Well, people also act like it's weird, too, to, like, be blunt about it. Like, the other day, I was discussing a project at work. They were talking about, having me write the code for it versus adding it as, like, a new line item to something our outside consultants are doing. And, I said, I was like, the opportunity cost of, me doing it is greater than the additional hourly cost of them doing it themselves. And they were, like, really, like, whoa, what do you talk, like... they were.
We ain't scientists.
It was like weird. Well, they were like weirded out that I like understood that like my time costs money, and I said if you want to maximize my time, this will save you more money. And they were like totally like, what the fuck? Like this guy, they were like, wait, we're getting paid? What? Like it was awkward. Like they tried to like not discuss it, and I was like, this is so weird.
Yeah, I think they knew that like if you figured that out, then you didn't need like all of like their jobs were meaningless, right? They're like, wait, that's our job. If he can do that on his own, we're fucked, guys.
What I should have said instead of opportunity cost, I should have said the opportunity. Just to...
This is a great opportunity for me to do this.
Yeah, I think that we're gonna lose out on we're gonna lose the opportunity to not spend this money. I don't know, like
yeah,
it's just like what do you even say?
I know what you mean. It's wacky, but it sounds like they kept their jobs.
Yeah, they did for now. I've been so Microsoft Teams lets you record meetings, as you know. And you can like get like a transcript of the meeting, and so then you can like link someone to like the timestamp of them agreeing to do something.
Brutal.
So I did it. I've done it once. I did it once because this person I know, she just like never wants to do anything, right? Like she just, well, I don't know what her deal is, right? But whenever we get in a meeting, she agrees and then is like, oh, I never said I'll do that. So
brilliant.
I linked her audio of her agreeing to it. And then inline tagged her manager and was like, am I remembering this correctly?
I have a recording of you saying this. That's like the most dick lawyer thing I've ever heard. Yeah, it's like a brutal cross-examination.
I think that like it's like shit like that where it's like stuff like that, and then stuff like what you're saying about like all this like bullshit, like, like, oh, you gotta send follow, like all that stuff is just like what, like that false decorum that's totally going by the wayside is like why I hate working for someone else.
Yeah, it can be real good. It's not even just working for someone else. It's just like working like at a certain level, I think, of like society. What I want to know is, like, you have like Eminem. Do you think he's speaking like that, or do you think that's why he has a lawyer? You know what I mean? Like when he's making a record deal, like before he had, I think, his own label or whatever he does, was he just like shifted gears and he was just like, hey, this is a great opportunity, I think, for all parties involved and interested. If you'll just sign the bottom line. I don't think that's how it works.
Like he's in the meeting and he like comes in, he's like, all right, I'm gonna drop one real quick for you. The music, the moment. So, fellas, if you can see here, we've identified the market, and like, like he just jumps right out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I actually wrote a rap about quarterly profits. We're going to.
Yeah, it's like a weird code switch, But it's funny that we're using Eminem for this. But yeah, I think it's the same point. I just think it's just totally unnecessary. If we all just spoke like we were in the NFL locker, I think. Well, maybe not entirely, but you get what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that it would be helpful, if, like, instead of having to, like, switch gears and be like, so, as you can see, the song is very well crafted to hit our target demo. We're looking at a cost per acquisition. Like, instead of that kind of shit, he's just like, all right, guys, this is the song. You gotta pick it. We're going to Roots Chris Steakhouse to celebrate this deal we made. Like, if he, like, went and kept it in character, it'd be a lot better.
Yeah, I agree. I think just all around.
I think, doesn't his song even say, this opportunity comes once in a lifetime? This money comes once in a lifetime. It's all money. When you hear opportunity, they mean money.
Yeah, man. That's so disappointing. Even him. I'm sure that was like some sort of, like footnote requirement from his like legal contract.
Have you heard, you've seen Chappelle's show, so, Wu-Tang Financial?
Oh, I love that skit.
I think that's what I would want to see. Like, someone who just, like, talks like normal. And then, do you know the other episode where they get the black reparations, and then the weather guy is all of a sudden, like, he's like, I talk like a straight-ass gangster bitch. That's what I want. Like, that would be, like, we talk about, like, everyone's like, oh, we gotta get, like, diversity in the workplace, but everyone's like, oh, this opportunity coalesces with it. It's like, could we fucking do anything to be ourselves? Like,
Well, that's
we have
true.
to have, like,
Yeah, it's not like it's not diversity in terms of like decorum or
no.
or, and even in language. And I think that's such a meaningful distinction, right? It's like diversity in appearance only. Everyone still has to send them fucking thank you emails.
Right. I hate those thank you emails.
Oh, they're
And,
bullshit.
a lot of the time, like, when an interview goes badly, I just don't send it.
Yeah, I don't either. I'm like, well, that's that.
Fuck it.
It is kind of fucked
Yeah.
up though, because like once I interview someone or something to that effect, I'm like, all right, where the fuck is this thank you email? So it's like, you just can't live with me.
Even if it goes badly, you're like, where is
Yeah, what kind of
I
asshole?
hated his guts.
I'm the one who doesn't get to respond. Fuck this.
Yeah, I think that's a good policy though.
Yeah.
So I think maybe we can wrap it up here about an hour 5.
Sure.
An hour or so. Cool. Well, everybody, thank you for tuning in to the first episode of the Warren Buffett podcast with Matt Warren-Katz and Steve Buffett. Next week we're going to be going over diversification of holdings and probably other dumb shit. So thanks a lot for tuning in. Steve, anything you want to say?
Nah, it's been a great opportunity, man. I'd like to thank our sponsors, Bang Energy Drink, and whoever else we pissed off today. Pinterest.
Yeah, I just got an email from some company called Cease and Desist. I don't know. They said cease and desist advertising with Warren Buffett. We got our first sponsor!
That sounds promising as hell.
Yeah, excellent. All right, everybody, I got to respond to this email. Thanks so much. Have a good one.
All right, thanks all.
All right, bye-bye, everybody. All right, I stopped.